tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm joined by Small Rax. Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, the OG crew is in. We're ready to rock on actually, typically not this way, this time of the year, but a jam-packed Friday.
Yep.
Dan Campbell's at the podium. PFF has lost their absolute freaking minds. And the Vikings have extended their GM. I'm going to give me Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah.
KJ McCarthy.
I just call him Kwesi because that's the easiest part of the name.
Yeah.
What? I got multiple different ways of looking at this. When I first saw it, I kind of clowned it. I couldn't tell you his best draft pick. Honestly, it's probably Jordan Addison.
Probably.
Hasn't hit 1,000 yards yet, but still very talented player. I think he's missed tremendously in the draft. I look at him trading interdivision twice now, where I think we've probably got the better of him. Well, no, they got what they wanted out of Hawk. Hawk's really good.
No, they
so,
got what they wanted out of Hawk.
They gave us Jamison Williams at the 12th overall pick. They then cashed it in for Lewis Seen. Well, I don't even think he's in the league right now.
I don't think he is either.
With a first-round pick. And then some other guy. I don't know. I just don't think he's that great of a GM. I will say, and I know he was hired based off this, he's nice in the books.
He's good in the books. He's good in free agency.
And I was going to say free agency as well. They've ate up in free agency. But what's carrying that organization, in my opinion, has strongly been Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't give a fuck. This is good news for Lions.
It is good news.
I was clowning at people trying to defend it. Like, okay, what the fuck has he done?
I mean, he's made some nice free agent signings, but it is good news for the Lions because we've beaten the Vikings the majority of times that he's been the GM here.
But when you do that don't last because you're paying all these fucking guys.
Yeah.
So like, at a certain time,
flash in the pan.
Pocket's going to be, oh, shit. Now I actually got to do my job and draft some people. You're not going to be able to do it. Luckily, though, they do have great coaches. I will say that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got a great coaching staff, but that's probably going to be picked through after next year. I'd be surprised if Brian Flores is still there.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to get another coaching job for real.
You think?
I think
he's blackballed?
I think he's blackballed. Bro, he was snitching.
He snitched, for sure.
Like,
you can't do that. You can't. I mean,
you can't do that and expect like this league specifically that blackballed Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
That you're going to get another. I mean, he might.
You can't go out speaking out on an owner is tough.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's a good old boys club. We've seen it time and time again. I mean, look what they did to John Gruden even.
Yeah.
And that's one of their
John Gruden was one of their own for sure. But he was I feel like he was collateral damage. I feel like Snyder was about to push the button and they had to fucking get him out of there, so they threw Gruden in there with him.
Yep. I've read the emails, by the way, just recently. I mean, I get it on like the way cancellation goes. I mean, the worst one.
You saying our group text is worse?
Yeah, for sure. You know who surprised me with some like crazy cancelable shit?
Flannel?
Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff is saying something like, hello?
Jeff says some real cancelable shit for sure.
You know, it surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if he's joking. I'm like,
all right, we'll let that one slide.
I don't go too deep into it, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know Flores. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? You think Brian Flores? Do you think he gets another opportunity?
I don't know. He deserves it.
I think so too.
But like,
I want it to happen. Obviously,
I want it to happen too. Yeah, I don't want him to be the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, but probably not, dude. Honestly,
it had to be like a really like progressive organization. I don't know if that exists.
Dole Spoon says Flannel just says that shit on the show.
Yeah, he does.
That's true. Yeah, he's the same guy. Just put the hood on me now.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know he crashed out on Terry.
Oh yeah, that was live at a golf course too. Wasn't even in studio.
Eric Moy, wow, snitching on I-Frady. No, I didn't snitch on I-Frady. I didn't say what happened. Speaking of the devil, I was about to say Terry just texted me.
Shout out Terry.
Because I reached out to Terry last night to try to get Rob Parker on the show. I feel like no one's ever.
I don't really want Rob Parker on the show.
I kind of do.
It's just like sad loser shit.
It's weird.
It's forced. He's trying. This is what he's trying to do.
That's why I want to grill him a little bit. Like, give him, like, facts, stats, and just put him in that corner and see can he fight his way out?
I don't know, man. I think this is what he's looking for because he just wants people to talk about him and wants to stay relevant by saying obviously stupid shit.
Yeah. That's the only, like, downturn of being, like, a great sports city or great fan base, I should say, is that, like, these publications know they're going to get the reaction out of you.
Yeah.
So it's constantly your team that's kind of disrespected, you know? Even when you call your way out, the Detroit Lions have. It's, like, wild shit. I mean, we're going to talk about one today, not right off the rip, but, like, the Bijan Robinson stuff. Bijan Robinson being ranked over Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know. I don't like that.
That doesn't make sense.
I saw them post something else, too. Like, who's a better running back duo? David Montgomery and fucking Jahmyr Gibbs. Or, I don't even know who the other guy is anymore. It's Tyler something.
Tyler Algier.
What the fuck has he done to be compared to David Montgomery?
He had a 1,000-yard season.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
The fuck's he done since? Like, Bijan Gibbs.
He's a good running back. I'm not going to shit on him like that. He's not as good as David Montgomery. So.
Yeah, I mean, but it's definitely not there's no conversation to be had when you're just saying who's a better running back duo between
it's obviously
Sonic and Knuckles and
who? Poop and Poop? They don't got a cool nickname. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about?
Like, you're not even cool until you get that nickname.
Bijan and the Bijanette or Sonic and Knuckles?
I'm just saying. I'm pull that up, actually. I want to see his numbers.
Gassed up, Shawnee.
And I need my party. If you could take any hit song to go in the past with to make it out the hood, what would it be? The past the 50s.
Past the 50s?
You're going into the 50s.
All right.
You got to take a modern song and just go fucking big with it.
Trying to think. It's got to be something that spans the test of time. Because if you choose, like, a rap song, it won't be hit.
If you choose Not Like Us, then just minds melt.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, motherfuckers in the days. Looking at you all confused. Oh, you know what? Bruno Mars.
I was thinking like 24 Karat Magic.
Yeah, he's got some old-timey stuff.
That would.
I don't know how they deal with like the little bit of auto-tune and stuff too. They'd be like, "What is that?"
Magic in the
I
air.
feel like
People would love that shit.
Yeah.
What y'all trying to do?
I think the safe answer is like a Taylor Swift song, probably.
A Taylor Swift song, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like you gotta be.
We can't sing as a guy.
I can't see.
Well, yeah.
She wears short skirts. Get this fucking.
Is the premise just like Is the premise like you have to like? This is your song?
Yeah, it's your song.
Okay, got you.
By the way, Tyler Algier last year, 644 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I have.
In the 50s, I don't know if that would rock.
I got the mustache, though.
Whenever Elvis started doing
the gay
hips.
gusto of Freddie Mercury. So I don't know if I can make the Scaramouche work. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, brother, you got more gay gusto than you think.
I got more gay.
You can pull it off.
I'm tapped in with the gays.
Locked
Chris,
in.
is this true?
You did defend them from me after I credited them
You did. It was
for having a champion.
Okay, I did. You said the gays, and it was like the first tweet from the heavyweights account.
What do I call them?
Gay people, the gay community.
That's fair.
I don't know. The gays just sounds aggressive. Like
sound
the gays.
That is true.
Yeah, if you would have said gay people.
If someone says like black people were the
You said Elton John's a gay and he's cool. That was that was the dude. If you would have just said Elton John's gay, but I think a gay instead, like that makes,
it does put him like a subcategory
puts
of
him
human.
putting him in a box.
That's fair. That's fair. Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz, says Dante151.
Feel good.
It's hard because I feel like a lot of the like.
Xavier D. Easy, King of the Browns.
King of the Browns.
I feel like another one I thought of, but again, that's a girl song would be like "Party in the USA." That would be one that they would just eat
You
up.
could do that though.
They would eat up.
Sure.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Watching Chris sing, that would be the most.
I see us the letters because I didn't get the memo. That's a banger.
My Tommy starting.
I'm feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous.
Oh,
yeah,
Happy.
they wouldn't know who Jay-Z is.
Happy would win.
Huh?
Happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I'm happy.
Oh yeah, that would bang.
Or
Yeah.
you could kill somebody and do "See You Again."
Yeah, you could. Oh, I have an update.
You could just time travel, be like, see you again. You're not gonna
Yeah,
want to
just
know
do
what
it.
makes this song.
Go right after John Lennon dies and draft that.
again?
And be like, it's about John Lennon.
Do you keep the Wiz verse?
I see you again. Yeah, but you sing it like in a slower cadence so people think it's like a John Lennon folk type of thing.
Bro, if I go back in time with AI,
You blow people's minds.
I'd be president. The first. I'd be
Presidents
Obama.
probably had AI since the 50s, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. Hey, Jarvis.
He's tiny.
He's tiny.
No, Happy's probably the one. That's a good call, Chris. Because I'm
Chris,
happy.
will you bring up that picture
Everybody
of Aidan
liked
Hutchinson?
Except during the Great Depression.
I don't-
they'd be like, no,
I
we're
was-
not. We're not happy.
Yeah, poor timing.
That's like what, 47?
Yeah, I think so. 43?
40s?
World War II drops is because I'm happy.
Feels crazy saying 40s.
Because we're not.
Yeah, so
Wait, what?
I'll do it during break. I
today,
can't get caught on camera saying
a rumor of ours got dispelled, unfortunately.
Yeah.
that. Zion?
No,
Oh.
don't choose. That's a bad one too.
Oh, yeah. It's not. Well, it could be Photoshop.
It was not.
This could be Photoshop.
it was not a do-rag.
Yeah.
It's the ninja headband.
It was a
That's-
Taliban headband.
No, it's the ninja headband. Remember the NBA banned those?
Nah, I don't remember those being a thing.
Drew Holiday was wearing them, locking down everybody's favorite point guard.
with the tail at the
Yeah.
end?
Yeah, and they called them
was.
ninja headbands, and they banned them.
I think Jimmy Butler had it too for a
Because
minute.
Drew Holiday was going crazy. It was Rondo,
I do remember Jimmy
Rondo
rocking
and
one.
Drew Holiday locking down everybody's favorite point guards in the playoffs. They're like, we got to get rid of them.
Why?
No idea.
NBA is
Not
so
good
whack.
for the
You know-
brand.
You know what the most garbage, trash, bullshit they've ever did is when Lonzo had the Big Baller brand tattooed on him and they made
Yeah.
him cover it up.
Yeah.
But that's what the fuck? You can't do that.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah, it's a tattoo.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That is crazy. It's the NBA. Adam Silver's a vampire, and I hate him.
Yeah. They're making a shit ton of money though.
Eric McCoy says, oh, no, you guys got to talk about Zion.
I did see that.
I mean, it's speculation.
yeah.
Like,
Always love a little speculation.
We know he messes with some crazy bitches. Like I don't want to.
yeah, with the nasty bitches that he messes with, like,
Yeah.
innocent until proven guilty. Obviously, you shouldn't put yourself into situations where
Was
those
it criminal? Is it a criminal one, or is it like another one?
Oh,
of
I
those
didn't hear about this.
civil?
It was a
Oh,
Jane Doe.
Jane Doe came out and said that Zion
GRA?
sexually assaulted her, like multiple times, and there was a history and pattern of this behavior, and they used to be together. And again,
Allegedly.
Well, remember, he also
yeah.
had that one girl that, and I don't know if this is because we don't know the identity of Jane Doe, obviously, but
Moira
there was
Mills?
the girl that, no, not her. She was crazy, but the one that like broke into his house. Remember, this wasn't that long ago. Okay, did we got it dropped, Nick?
Okay, so
The news is confirmed Jackson Jobe suffered a right elbow flexor strain. He has been placed on the 15-day IL. Not going to AAA Toledo, Lynn.
yeah.
Clip that.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Send him to Toledo. He needs more rest, so give him innings in Toledo. What? No, okay, that sucks that he's injured, but
Yeah.
15 days
3
not bad.
runs and 4 innings, and that's kind of crazy.
Couple weeks off, just like Casey Mize did.
Yeah.
So
With this news as well, I'll tell you how they fix it maybe later.
Okay.
maybe later.
By the way,
back to Zion.
Zion's
Yeah,
legal
my bad.
team released a statement
No, that was good.
that they've reported the plaintiff's extortion attempts to law enforcement. There is an actual arrest warrant too. It's like a criminal. Once an arrest warrant was issued in connection with the report, we're prepared to provide the court with documentation. So I'm gonna let that one go till it settles.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to. It's way too early
You
to make a
shouldn't put
judgment.
yourself in situations where these allegations can even arise.
Crazy bitch has got the
but-
best on. Though.
Zion notoriously does not mess with the most upstanding women, but he's also, huge, intimidating man. So I don't want to speculate anyway, but
Yeah, I don't want to speculate. Did chat confirm though? Was it criminal and the allegations criminal or civil?
Or civil.
'Cause that's what I
don't know
always
that,
look
yeah.
to. Like if you're doing, like people go to prison for that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not just, hey, give me money. I guess that's where I sit with stuff like that. I've had some crazy situations, some crazy women try some things. But we are
civil.
Civil, yeah.
Civil.
That's what you got to look for. But thanks for making things uncomfortable. Who asked for us to talk about that? Tell them, put them in timeout. I'm just kidding. Mike Hilton, $1.99 super chat. Talk about my poop and how there was also pee. On that note, Spinny, tell us about Les Stanford.
Les Stanford. We can get you into any car you want because they got a massive inventory and deals for everybody. 2025 Envision, $259 per month. 2025 Hummer EV, $699 per month. Or the 2025 Sierra Double Cab, $169 per month. Hit up Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, or scan the QR code on the screen to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
Sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media. X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Chairhouse.com is where you guys need to go to schedule your appointment with my guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, the one who blessed us with the Pharaoh massage chair, one of the best massage chair of its class. Scan the QR code again to visit massagechairhouse.com, schedule your appointment. Or if you want to go and visit them in person, they're at the corner of Long Lake Road in Woodward, right in Bloomfield Hills. It's massagechairhouse.com. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on Sports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Smo Rex.
Hello.
Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. This one's a little bit of a shorter segment. I want to save the juicy stuff because we do have Dan Campbell on the podium today. But let's wait because we kind of went over the break last time. Do you want to talk about the Rob Parker stuff?
I haven't even seen what he said.
I just don't understand.
I mean, I saw it, but I didn't listen to it, so I get the gist.
Yeah.
I assume the gist is their window's closed.
By
I'm
the
old
way,
and angry.
We got Terry came through.
Terry beat his
gonna
ass
come on the
anyways.
show, and Terry did beat him up.
Terry beat his ass.
We'll ask him about that as well. That could be a good clip. But yeah, he just hates the city of Detroit. I don't know if he hates the city of Detroit or, like I said, he knows we're gonna act up. We coined Detroit. That verse everybody thing that everybody's using now.
He's a part of everybody.
Yeah, he's part of everybody. But it started here for a reason. It's like we don't play. You can play either one clip actually. Play a baseball one first if you got it.
Baseball.
That's honestly the craziest one.
He's talking shit about the Tigers?
Come on, this is the craziest one. That
Come on.
football one, whatever. He's not the only one saying that
we're
crazy
just
shit.
giving
This
him what he
baseball
wants
one's
by having him on the
wild.
show, dude.
Like, this is the thing. I get the Scooble, and he's been fantastic. He won the Cy Young last year in the American League. But for Max Fried to show up to the Yankees, they lose their...
Do you want me to tell you what he said?
No, yeah, because it didn't show up as like an option to like Buzz be it. It like didn't show. Yeah, it didn't show up at all in the thing. So let me try like re-importing it or something. I don't know. That was weird.
Basically, he tried saying, which I guess I get from like a Cy Young race, because you even said this yourself too, that Fried's ahead of him.
Fried's probably ahead of him right now, yes.
Which, okay, whatever. Then he goes on to say that he's the best pitcher right now, which I don't agree with.
This time it worked.
Okay. He's right.
So let's run it back. That was weird.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
this is the thing. I get the schoolboy, and he's been fantastic. He won the Cy Young last year in the American League. But for Max Fried to show up to the Yankees, they lose their ace, Garrett Cole, and he has the pressure of holding this team together. He shows up to the Bronx with a big contract. I've been covering baseball for 39 years. I've seen so many players show up in New York and can't handle the pressure. This guy is undefeated, unbelievable ERA, and he's pitched in a situation where he was needed. Not the Yankees are in first place. They're the best team in the American League, not the Tigers, and Max Fried is a big reason why.
He has been phenomenal. Full credit to Brian Cashman that signing. You're right. You lose Garrett Cole, and yet this Yankees rotation has been superb, and Fried's a part of it. They're 10-1 in games in which he starts. But Skubal, to me, is still the guy, Rob. Skubal, to me, that feels like Randy Johnson up there. That feels like Clayton Kershaw. Fried might have the better numbers right now, but ultimately, I think Skubal wins the Cy Young. He's going back-to-back. Did you see that last game, by the way? He threw a Maddox, and it was under 100 pitches. That was incredible efficiency.
But the Cy Young is not a lifetime achievement award. It's about the season that we're in.
Dude, we're not having this guy on the show, bro. We cannot have this guy on the show.
We're having him on the show.
He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. He's an old grumpy fuck who just wants people to talk about him. I don't want to have that loser on my show. That's fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, the back half of that. Was there more of that? Him talking about the...
was going in, so I just cut it. I think there's more of
that's
it.
just fucking stupid.
The
Cy Young's not a lifetime achievement award.
Well, the numbers you just gave
You're
you
talking
have
about
nothing to
Fried
do
being
with
the
a
best pitcher
lifetime
this year.
achievement
What
award.
the fuck are you talking about, you loser? Dude, no, fuck that.
Well, the numbers
guy,
he
bro.
gave him weren't
Do
even
him on a
lifetime
show when I'm
achievement
not
numbers.
here.
They were numbers where he just gave the 94 pitches to close out the game. Well, those aren't lifetime achievement numbers. Those are, this just happened. Like, I don't know. But then he went on to say the Yankees were the best team in the AL because of doing it throughout the injuries and whatnot. The Tigers are doing the exact same thing with a better record.
Yeah, he's just a fucking loser talking shit for people to talk about him. And we're giving him what he wants. So congratulations, Rob Parker. You being a loser got us. You're a fucking idiot, dude. That's just stupid. Like, at least have something to back it. Saying that Max Fried is better than Skubal because of what he's doing right now. And then saying, oh, Skubal got the Cy Young, but that's not a lifetime achievement award. No, that means he was the best pitcher right now. The guy's just a fucking idiot, dude. That's ridiculous.
Nick?
Yeah, this is the most... Okay. Let me take a step back. I almost said something. 68.2 innings. 92 strikeouts, 7 walks for Skubal. Like, yeah, Max Fried has a better ERA as of this moment. But the strikeouts per 9 alone are 12.1 for Skubal to Fried's 8.6. Like, the strikeouts are there. Wow. Does Fried not walk anybody? Does he just pitch to a lot of contact? Nope, 2.1 walks per 9. Skubal under 1. Like, this is classic Yankee, just Gluck 9000 right here.
He's dick sucking.
Exactly. And he wants the click because it's the Yankees, biggest fan base in all of baseball. This is what this guy's doing right here. I hate it.
This is why Terry beat his ass. This is why Terry Foster beat your ass, Rob. That's fucking stupid, dude. But like I said, we're giving him what he wants. You guys, this is what he wants. He doesn't believe what he says. Nobody believes what he says because it doesn't make sense because he's an idiot. But we're giving him what he wants, and this is what he wants people to talk about him. He wants to stay relevant. He wants to be in the mouths of other people. Pause.
Hey,
fucking.
I mean, we all.
Yeah. But the guy is just like, he's a...
By the way, he is, for fact purposes, he did go to school. I don't know if he was born, but he went to school in Queens, so I'm assuming he was Queens
He covered
native,
Detroit sports,
so.
not from Detroit.
Yeah.
And he hates Detroit.
Detroit hates him. That's just fucking stupid, dude.
He said, bro, who they yelling at? Says, whoa, Jay. Hey, I would rewind about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to be able to yell at him in person. We're going to have him on the show. And we're going to ask him these questions.
I honestly don't want to have him on the show.
The crazy part is that video is halfway through.
That's fine. You just sit the segment out.
Yeah, fucking loser. And you're just giving him a platform. This is what he wants.
What did you say, Chris?
He's going to continue to say things like this if this happens.
It's fine. It's how the cycle works. So I just cover these PFF lists as well. It's the same
What's
shit.
his name?
Loser shit, dude.
Rob Parker.
Rob Parker.
You don't know who Rob Parker is?
No.
I remember him from as a kid, like ESPN days and shit like that.
ESPN, Fox.
Yeah, but no, I was just gonna say to Spencer, I was like, that I looked at the video. The video was half over. He had another minute and a half of bullshit.
That's the other part of it. Yeah, that's the Yankees part of it, which I thought was even crazier. I guess the Fried stuff, there is an argument to stand on. It's just a disrespect he threw to Scooble's way that a lot of us aren't fans of. That obviously Spencer didn't like. Like, you can't just dismiss what he did Sunday. Or was that? Yeah, it was Sunday.
Or we had 36 whiffs in like. I don't know, man. Like, if that's how you want to do your job, is to just be a big dumb idiot and get everybody mad at you because you're saying things you don't believe, do it. But that is, I have the smallest amount of respect for people that do that. If you come up here and you just say things to rile up opinions that you don't actually believe, you're not a journalist, you're a loser. And I have no respect for people that do that. It's smut.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
With the group chat with the cancellation.
Is that cancel or is that facts? No, okay.
I'm with you on that, maybe a little bit. Let's go to break. Let's relax a little bit. Let's calm down. All right. Shout out to Hefe. Tell us about Planet Fitness, Spinny.
Planet Fitness. If you, I don't even know. Like, if you want to take a weight and never mind. Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit. All memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for just $15 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get used to menus like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Attention sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights by Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards Maz, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy at DMAC Trust, Dr. Jeff Pierce, here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit him at michigansportsandspine.com or call him at 248-426-9944.
Jesus got so fit.
Dude, it's just like, because I did this. I went to school. I might not be a journalist right now, but I was a journalist in the past. I went to school for it. I did it. You have to respect yourself a little bit. And doing shit like that proves that you do not respect yourself. That is just embarrassing.
Well, in fairness to him,
that's his whole fucking shtick, and it's sad. Like, you're just a sad, obsessive, depressing man. And it's fucking loser shit. I don't respect that at all.
Yeah, I'm with that. I deal with that every day with the hip-hop version of that academics.
By Max Fried.
Yeah, but the way he's throwing Scooble under the bus and you saying his Cy Young last year doesn't equate to him being the best pitcher in baseball is just fucking stupid, because that's literally what that means, is you're the best pitcher in baseball.
But it's a new year. He's talking about
he's going to win it again. And Max Fried
Well, you just
going
said Fried's
going to
gonna
this Yankees team that was so out of luck without. They got the best player in the fucking world who's having arguably the best season in the history of baseball. They don't need fucking Max Fried, dude. The Tigers need Tarek Skubal way more than the Yankees need Max Fried. And if you can't see that, you're a fucking idiot. And I don't respect your opinion.
Let him cook.
Let's ask him. We'll find out next week.
Let him cook.
On Dragon Ball Z.
We'll find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I wanted to, I guess, give us a full segment of good stuff. We already got you fired up on the bad stuff.
Fuck academics too. I don't respect him as a journalist.
Yeah,
too.
I was saying like that reminds me of the
He
act
calls
thing.
himself a journalist.
He calls himself a journalist?
No, Ack will be like, I'm the greatest hip hop journalist ever known, is more objective than me. I'm like, brother, you literally make up stats just to like disprove.
He just
like
rides Drake's dick.
He's a reporter, if you want to qualify.
He's Drake's friend. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Don't you have a right to be a journalist? Like, isn't that what makes you a journalist?
You have to keep journals.
Also, like, what are we broadcasters or
we are
podcasters?
content creators.
Content creators.
And
personalities.
podcasters.
Personalities, if you want to call it that too.
Yeah, I'm not a journalist.
Yeah.
I was a journalist in a past life.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. But fuck, man. Like, that shit is so bad.
Would you like to hear what he said about the Detroit Lions?
I don't really want to, but sure. Let's give this idiot some more airtime.
All
Let's
right.
see what he said about the Detroit Lions.
All right, give me 1 second to cue that up.
Todd, is it good or bad?
He's going to say the window's closed, even though they have the
I just
youngest.
gotta do it now to fill space.
Even though they have the youngest, best roster in the NFL. He's window's closed. Okay, idiot.
That's for sure what he's saying. Do you?
This is when I turn into the negative Nelly because I think their window is open.
Yeah, you got to turn into it, huh?
I really think that they blew it against the 49ers. Chance to go to the Super Bowl. Dan Gamble blew that game for them. I think that hurt. Last year, don't forget, they had the best record, home field throughout the playoffs in the NFC. Let a rookie quarterback come in. They were 9.5-point favorites in that game and lost. If you're telling me that they're going to be back next year or, this coming season, I can't buy into it. The division's getting better. I just think that they lost both coordinators, so there's going to be a year of adjustment. So I think the Lions had a nice window for 2 years. Unfortunately, it's closed.
See, like, you got to sprinkle that little bit of retardation on top of it. It's fucking, like, if you want to say, I'm concerned with the Lions this year because they lost their coordinators and the division got better. I'm not mad at you. I disagree because I think the Lions got better, but I'm not mad at you. Those are true statements. But to say the window's closed after 2 years is just fucking stupid. They have the best, youngest roster in the National Football League. What are we doing here, Rod? You look at the top 25 players under 25, the Lions got the most of them.
5 of them.
Like, so the Eagles, their window was closed after they lost the Super Bowl? Tell that to Howie Roseman. Tell that to Eagles fans. Tell that to that fucking Lombardi trophy they're sitting on. Like, God, dude. It's just so bad. It's so bad. And this is what he does. I hate to turn into the negative Nancy. I hate to see what you were being before that. Like, Jesus, man.
Specifically the rage bait, like that's where I get upset with academics is he'll act like a journalist and then do not journalistic things. That's like him being like, I don't want to be the negative guy. It's like that's your thing. That's what you are, especially when it comes to Detroit. Like don't act in my face like you're not what you are.
Like,
I
said, if all he said was that point about the Lions losing both coordinators, which is true, and you have a reason to be like, okay, I want to see what happens. And the division getting better, which I would say 2 of the teams did. I don't think Green Bay got any better. But to just say their window's closed after 2 years is like, you're stupid. That's just stupid. You look at the roster they're bringing back, the healthy roster they're bringing back, and you're going to say they're not one of the best teams in the NFL? If you're one of the best teams in the NFL, you have a reasonable expectation to go to and win a Super Bowl. I just don't understand that shit at all. It is just lame loser shit. I don't know. Like, make it make sense. Why is the window closed, Rob? Why? Please give me 3 solid reasons why. Because they lost coordinators? Sure, no team in a Super Bowl window has lost coordinators and then went on to win. Oh, wait, the Eagles did, like last year. Oh, because their division got better? Oh, surely no team's division got better and then went on to win a Super Bowl. Oh, wait, the Eagles did last year. They had the Commanders in their division. Like, you got me again. You got me
son
again.
of a bitch, I'm
You
back.
son of a
You
bitch.
son of a bitch, I'm in.
It's just like,
I'm actually texting him right now.
ask him why he's stupid.
We're gonna Monday. I'm looking forward to it.
We're still having him on.
Yes.
Rob Parker, did he mention the injuries? Did he?
Nope.
Best defensive player in football, not playing.
Doesn't matter.
Top 10 defensive tackle in the
Doesn't
league.
matter.
Not one word about the injuries.
Both starting cornerbacks.
Not a word from Mr. Rob Parker. That was the most absurd thing I've ever. That was worse than the Scooble thing.
It's just
That's
what
what
he
I
is, man.
believe.
It's
Didn't
just-
mention all of the young all-pros, the Pro Bowlers, all of the talent that's been accumulated by the guy in charge, Brad Holmes, and the guy that has the biggest, that controls his own locker room the best in football, Dan Campbell. He called him Dan Gamble. That's how he feels about this football team.
Yeah, and
Brutal.
I hate people that do that too. Dan Gamble.
It's the corniest shit.
It's the corniest shit, dude.
Corniest shit. And by the way, we converted the most fourth down conversions.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, you fucking idiot, man? Like,
yeah,
you can have realistic questions about this team next year. You can. But to say their window closed is just stupid and incorrect, and you have nothing backing it. But you're just being a miserable human being who likes to spew shit at a wall to rile up people and to get you to call them and to have you on their show. So congrats, man, you did it. You're a big loser, and everybody's gonna point and laugh at you. But at least they're pointing at you, right?
OMG, Nick talking about Rob Parker is the worst show content ever. I cannot stand Stick Sucks. Let me just say that. The biggest loser in all of the chats is Stick Sucks. Absolute dirtbag. I hope your weekend sucks, and I hope you can finally get out of the basement and go touch some grass, buddy. I hate you.
That was great.
Oh, that was a good old-fashioned crash out. We're together today, Nick. We're
Let's
crashing
go.
out.
Stick sucks. Love you, Nick.
I want to say a lot more mean things than that, but
I
that's
feel like
all
Stick
got.
sucks secretly is Stick.
I think I'm pretty sure it's the guy that Stick bet the money to that never paid him.
Oh.
What's his name?
I don't know who this guy is, but he was trashing me before he changed his name to
I'm pretty sure it's Elgato.
Stick Sucks.
Elgato?
I was cool with Elgato, so I don't think it was him.
I don't know.
Unless he changed up.
Unless he's been trolling you the whole
pretty
time.
sure
And
Stick had
then he
beef with
got
Elgato.
you.
No,
I haven't seen Elgato in a while. Elgato, if you're out there.
What's because did I tell you he came up to me opening day?
No.
Drunk as shit, gave me like $25.
Elgato did?
Yeah, because he owed me 50.
Elgato was a man.
Oh, yeah.
I like Elgato.
No, I don't think it's Elgato. Elgato's cool. I think it's somebody else. The chat might know. Who is Stick usually beefing with? And he's always like, "Where is he at?"
I'm pretty sure Stick just beefs with Elgato.
I think it's somebody else. Like a
No,
longer name.
Stick Sucks is he changed his name. God, I forget what it was. Wasn't anything memorable.
No, you thought I was someone else. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Elgato's a goat, though.
Elgato is a goat.
So are all you guys in the chat that are pieces of shit.
My op, I haven't seen in forever. Lorena.
That's my op.
That's everybody.
That's
What? That's my op.
No,
That's
she
my
kept
babe.
saying I had sleepy eyes for like 8 months. This bitch just kept going, "You look like you're tired."
Dude's
Like,
faking beefs. Beefaroni
It's not
over
even
here.
beefable.
I'm so
Sleepy
mad.
eyes. I'm awake, bitch.
No, Elgato or
No, she
Lorena
just
Rios.
got-
Mason Leach. That's what it is.
Mason Leach.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Shout out to Lunchbox. All right, when we come back, we'll have good news. Like really, really good news.
Yeah, it was Mason Leach.
Super dope news. But first, tell us about Caesar Sportsbook.
Caesar Sportsbook. The official
Lorena Rios
sportsbook.
goaded. This is Denver player.
The official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use promo code Woodward1000, and your first bet up to $1,000 will be risk-free, meaning you'll get it back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? sports. Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won?
This guy's got a hot girl. Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Wait, the J-Mo...
Listen, he's had a good spring, and it's another one. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves in OTAs, but, I mean, there's so much versatility with him. There's so many things that we can do just with his routes on the outside. I mean, we can do things inside, but just with his speed, and he's gotten so much stronger, you know, his ability to stop, put his foot in the ground. Man, when you can run like he can run, and now you're beginning to where, man, you can stop on a dime. I mean, you talk about a hard cover. So the sky's the limit for him. He's exactly where we want him to be right now at this point, man. He's been here, he's grinding, he's getting better. Scotty's freaking grinding him. It's awesome. But we expect him to have a huge season. We really do, man. He's going to be one of these guys that we're going to lean on this year, and it is really going to be big for us. And all he's got to do is just keep working like he's working, and we'll be good.
We've been saying it, man. We've been saying it. And what was missed in that clip was his excitement to talk about it. It's not just Dan saying this either, by the way. Like, this is, I think Dan saying this is bigger than what Brad said. Brad said he hasn't even scratched the surface. I'm in total agreement. We've been saying that this entire offseason. But now Dan Campbell talking about it. Like, Dan Campbell, who pulled the Jedi mind trick on J-Mo, like, yeah, I don't know if he'll ever be, have elite hands, but he'll be okay. Like, Dan knows what he's doing. Dan's got out of the way of, like, giving him the carrot in front of him and be like, he's going to be a fucking dog. That's what that translates to. Everything you heard Dan Campbell say, the excitement in his voice, him being stronger.
Contract year.
Planting his foot down. Contract year. Didn't get he got the 5th year, but he didn't get the big money that I was about to get.
Mm-hmm.
Brad might be forced to pay J-Mo this year. And I'm more than happy to have that situation.
He might be forced to pay J-Mo a lot of money this year, because I think J-Mo is going to be flirting around first-team All-Pro talks. I think with the way that they're talking about this guy, with the way that Dan Campbell and Johnny Morton are talking about this guy, Jameson Williams, about him being huge for us, him being something we lean on, I expect explosion. I expect a big workload out of him. If you get Jameson Williams 80 to 90 touches in a year, what do you think's going to happen there? Like, the guy went over 1,000 yards on under 60 catches. If you get him 20 more in a season, that's 1,500 yards at least. Like, I don't think I have a lid to my expectations for what Jameson Williams is going to do this year. I truly think he could be a first-team All-Pro receiver. With the way they're talking about him, the way he's going to be used in this offense, the way Johnny Morton likes to use players like him. I saw a spiral out of Jared Goff at OTAs. That got me even happier. Like,
in slow-mo, too.
I just think that we've only seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Jameson Williams,
100%.
and that was without an offseason. That was with drama going on in season, suspensions, different things.
Yeah.
Now he has an entire season pretty much of him knowing, listen, I'm better than all of these guys out here. I just did it for 14 games where I was better than the majority of the guys I was playing. Now I have a full off season in the weight room with the team, with the nutritionists, with all of them. I have a full off season working with Jared Goff, bonding even more, getting that connection even more rock solid, even though it was fantastic last year. And I'm going to be in there, in game 1, no doubt at the very least number 2 wide receiver on this team. They're going to be scheming so many more plays for him. I sent him my thing to Trav today. I said 85 catches for 1,312 yards and 9 touchdowns. Somebody said that if he gets 85 catches, he's going to have more than 9 touchdowns. I 100% agree with that. If he gets 85 catches, he'll be in double-digit touchdowns. And 85 catches is only 5 catches a game for a whole season.
Yeah, I think last year, we talked about it on the other show too, but where you saw him eat was majority of the intermediate routes in the middle of the field. Listen to Dan Campbell speak just then. He's talking about him running on the outside, like being like maybe like a true X. I see him doing more in the short game as well too, just getting behind a couple blockers and making moves. They tried it multiple times last year, couldn't really get it going. But he's striving in that area. He's excelling. He's going to get better in that area. I think the weight he's putting on is a show of that. I think just the fact the way this offense is going to be ran is a show of that. Just his natural development, natural progression. I mean, he was a number 12 overall pick for a reason.
Yes.
And a lot of people like to point, Vikings fans specifically, because they got fucking hoed in that trade, like to point out the first 2 years. But like you said, that's complicated by suspensions, complicated by injuries, complicated by missing those off seasons and learning that offense scheme, getting in tune with Jared Goff. He's had that now.
He is at a perfect just combination of everything going into this season. Everything is going right for him. Where he had the confidence coming off of last year. We've seen what he can do in the playoffs and in crunch time. The guy's a big-time performer. We know that. He's been the best player on this team in the past 2 playoff games they've played. You look at what he does throughout the game. His route tree expanded. His chemistry with Jared Goff just got so much better last year.
That's the thing. The route tree expanded, but it's still limited to
it was still
intermediate, middle of the field routes. And they just yacked them out.
They added like a 10-yard in, and they were like, "We got it better." Now with Dan Campbell, imagine trying to run a hitch and go, or trying to cover a hitch and go against Jamison Williams, a double move against JMO. If you bite, you're toast, dude.
And now your offensive coordinator is a former wide receiver who just so happened to also run a 4.3. And that's on record. And I think it was like the 93 combine.
I think one of the most scary things in the NFL next season, when I talk about one-on-one in the hole with Derrick Henry, when I talk about a quarterback seeing Myles Garrett or Aidan Hutchinson or Max Crosby get one-on-one coverage by a tackle, I'm talking about that level of scary. I think a cornerback trying to guard Jamison Williams on an island is going to be that level of scary next year. I think he is going to be the most explosive player in the NFL. I think he already kind of was last year. It's between him and Gibbs, honestly. But I think that the fear that he is going to be putting into cornerbacks and the defenses next year is going to be palpable. Palpable.
Nick?
Palpatine.
I think first team All-Pro might be a little wild on the same team as Amon-Ra St. Brown, who could also be a first team All-Pro.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
So I don't think that JMO will ultimately get that, but I just love to hear Dan's tone of voice when he's talking about this guy, because like you said, he's he doesn't hide how he's feeling, So if Dan Campbell's excited, then JMO's out there doing some exciting things on the field. And it's just even more of a step for this guy that we've already seen it in, spurts, but we can finally see him put together the full season of the complete route tree, his elite speed with him now stopping on a dime, being stronger. Are we going to see broken tackle JMO season? Is he going to be breaking tackles while running the 4.2 40? What is the limit that this guy can ultimately reach?
There isn't a limit.
Yeah.
The limit, the ceiling for Jamison Williams is the best wide receiver in the NFL. That is the ceiling for Jamison Williams. If they are talking about him the way they are, expanding his route tree and his ability to cut on a dime paired with him being the most explosive athlete in the league and the chemistry being like that, that is his ceiling. Will he reach that ceiling? Probably not, but I think he's going to be pretty damn close to it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ceiling. I don't think you can put a ceiling on what he could do.
The limit does not exist.
It really doesn't. And if you want to get ahead of the curb in terms of investing in that ceiling of Jameson Williams, he's calling all you bad hoes to come through, throwing a party today. Might as well go get pregnant. You know, he's out there openly recruiting the fine shits.
You should DM him.
Boss bitches. He's telling you to DM him.
You should DM him.
What
I
is
did.
it?
Yo, let the heavy slide through.
I did. I said I tagged the bitches I'd bring.
Oh,
I tagged.
You say I'm a boss in the DMs. You're like, I'm a boss.
I'm some sexy ass boss bitch. Fine shit.
Tag you mean? Tag Chris.
My boy Spinny said he got the fattest ass. Wait, he just got done doing squats today. Son.
It was leg day today.
No, I did. I hit him up. I said I'll bring this, and this.
That is hilarious.
I was thinking about texting Beth like, hey, you want to get us into a party?
Gas.
Did you actually tag the chicks?
Yeah, I did.
That is such a baller move.
As evidence, I can't just say I'm gonna bring bitches.
No response. Yeah.
Let me see.
The night is young.
Hey, the guys. Oh my God, this is the funniest.
J-Mo's the GOAT.
He said, ain't no way you got bigger titties than all of them. Not when.
Dude, I love Jameson Williams, man. This guy, I'm so happy that he's embraced by the city now. And there's still a little cavern of haters. There is a little cave of these haters on J-Mo, but he's a fun guy to root for, man. He's a good-hearted dude. He loves playing football, and he is one of the most exciting players to watch in my lifetime in Detroit. Like, a singular player. I'm talking like Pavel Datsyuk, Calvin Johnson. Like, when they have the ball in their hands, when they have the puck on their stick, you're like, okay, what's about to happen here? Jameson Williams is in that category because you never know what the fuck's going to happen when that dude gets the ball. It could be a 70-yard touchdown on any play. Like Miggy in the batter's box with men on, Calvin Johnson getting a ball, Pavel Datsyuk on a breakaway, Jameson Williams running down the sideline. Those are all Neil says you like sit up in your chair a little bit. It's true.
Will the Thrill Bynum in that conversation?
Will the Thrill Bynum on a fast break? You know?
It is mind blowing. A lot of times when he gets the ball, it's just like again.
Yeah.
Like again, another one. He's that special, and I'm with you. I don't think there's anything on what he could do this year.
Gas the shotty.
The Amon-Ra stuff, that'd be interesting. Because in the same sense, though, they play fundamental football where, like, J-Mo doing that, you're going to get the open guy.
Amon-Ra's going to get his.
Yeah.
He's going to get his.
Because the other thing, too, is, like, with JG, with all due respect, like, any quarterback, not even just a Jared Goff thing. Like, you're going to be more accurate in those intermediate short throws than you are those deep balls of Jameson Williams. But if they're there, I mean, you gotta throw them.
Yeah, I think we see a flip of what happened last year.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I've never been tripping off this offense with whoever's calling the plays, because that's in there.
That is
at any given moment.
All of
Jameer Gibbs is in there
Jameer Gibbs
at any given
too.
moment.
Yeah.
Like, these are guys that, like, yeah, you like that. You like to have the perfect play drawn up, the perfect X and O's, but these are guys that can make the play regardless.
Michael DeVries is correct. You want to see the definition of aura? You look at Jameson Williams, that number 1 jersey.
Yeah,
that's aura. And that's why Flannel hates him.
Yeah.
Flannel said he was going to call Max Clark Aura Boy from now on. Aura Boy, here to save your outfield from more mediocre throwing arms.
If we're going to talk about aura, let's talk about Jose Briseño. If we're bringing up minor leaguers, 3 home runs last night and a double and stole home. This dude might be the next Prince Fielder out here. What are we talking about? Jose Briseño, let me get you a little fired up about some prospects here.
Great game from Briseño yesterday. Hitting some absolute ropes out there, dude. They were not cheap home runs either. It was.
I am trading Lorenzo today.
Yeah.
And somebody.
I would trade Lorenzo, Chase Young, Matt Manning, and somebody else for a stud. Give me a third baseman or give me an outfielder.
What if his name started with Alex and ended with Bregman?
I mean, he's dead, isn't he?
Currently hurt, but maybe drive the price down. He's going to opt out.
I don't know. Because he's for 1 year of a half of a season of Alex Bregman.
I would do it for Lorenzo. Yeah.
Well, yeah, not all of the guys I named, but
plus
just Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Maybe. When's Bregman supposed to come back?
I think like a few weeks, couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, he's only out
4
that
games
long?
under. They're like 4.
Why is everybody freaking out?
Maz likes to just talk shit, I think,
Maz
about
hates
Bregman.
And the
because
Red
he didn't pick us. But
and the Red Sox.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's probably a double whammy.
Yeah, he's a Yankees guy.
Yeah.
And a Mets guy. And a Tigers guy. Oh.
But no,
Love you,
I mean,
Mets.
we can dive into that another day. I can bring in some third baseman.
I wouldn't give
prospects.
everything I just said for half a year of Bregman, but I'd do Lorenzo for half a year of Bregman for sure.
Yeah, it increases this team's probability of winning the World Series significantly.
Listen,
And it doesn't have to be Bregman. It can be other third baseman.
Yeah.
We saw what he did when he came to Comerica. He raked.
We have been this segment though when we talked about J-Mo, we have been very positive on his ceiling. But there's one thing I think we can all agree we're putting a ceiling on, and that's the J-Mo at quarterback. We're not doing that.
Don't need
We're
to
not
see him
doing
throwing
that shit
any more
again.
balls.
We're not
And
doing
literally
that shit
easy.
again.
That's why I think Ben Johnson. When people say like Ben Johnson sold, we're always like, no. That's the part that kind of makes me think like maybe he was selling
Maybe
because
he's like-
literally every single skill player or coach on that team at one point said J-Mo's the only guy you don't want to see throwing the ball.
Yeah, I swear we
Like
brought
literally,
that up.
they were all like, if there's one guy you don't want to do a trick play, who would it be? They're all like J-Mo. Easily.
I swear we brought that up like 10 times.
So yeah, that's the only one where I'm like, okay, maybe Ben Johnson was selling a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, I put that on J-Mo as well. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta
For
tuck
sure.
that shit. You can't throw it in a double coverage, big dog.
Yeah.
Tell us about socials.
Let me tell you about socials. The
Get
best
the
place to get
shawty.
Detroit sports content is right here. Woodward Sports, YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere you get your Detroit sports content. The #1 digital network for Detroit sports is there. That is Woodward Sports. Give us a follow at Woodward Sports to get live breaking reactions, everything you know and love from the personalities you know and love. Again, follow us everywhere at Woodward Sports.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network.
Are tired of your same old Detroit sports merch? Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today and get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all seasons. Make sure you are tapping in for the best Detroit swag on the market. That is Woodward Sports.
If you think Ben Johnson threw that game,
absolutely,
is more to blame than Jared Goff turning the ball 4 times.
Yeah, Ben definitely wasn't drawing up the turnovers, except for maybe the J-Mo play.
He could have been. I mean, he is a Bear now. They hate the Lions.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and his interest was to win that game. The Lions go to the Super Bowl.
I think he was.
He can demand more money.
I think he had the job either way.
If he did that,
Yeah,
he's
but I'm talking about the money,
Emperor
the contract,
Palpatine
though.
for real.
The money part of it. Could have got the fucking bag. I don't know. It's just crazy to believe in that than face the music. 4 fucking turnovers, you're not going to win a game.
No.
Straight up.
Especially with no defense.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't even want, I hope it's not coming off as a golf thing, but he could change, audible.
He can audible. Yeah, if Ben Johnson buzzed him on the earpiece and said, hey, run the play where you fumble it, he could be like, let's do something else.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Hey, why don't you run the play where we isolate all the guys to one side, but I'm going to have you run to the other side on a bootleg. No. let's not do that.
All right. Did you grab that J-Mo clip by chance or no?
No.
Cast up, shotty.
It's all right if you didn't. We can move on. Or we grab it, wait for you to grab it. Doesn't matter. I see you working on grabbing that.
Yeah, I'm getting it
I
right
haven't
now.
even heard what he says. I just saw J-Mo at the podium.
J-Mo at the podium?
Wearing number 1, and I wanted to hear what he had to say because he's a fucking man.
He
Probably
said,
like,
"Hit
where
up
the
all
bitches
your-"
at?
Yeah.
We're having a party tonight. Where the bitches at?
Where the hoes at?
I just want to party.
I don't want to hurt nobody. Just want to party.
Dog, YG, that album was crazy.
I'm drunk off Hennessy. I hope I don't run into my enemies.
The dark liquor give me energy.
But I'm finna be. The baby mama's bullshit if she gonna hit a G.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Y'all ready to hear what J-Mo had to say?
She ain't fucking in
Yes.
this bullshit.
All right.
I got too much to live for.
I wouldn't say I changed anything, you know. Ever since I've been installed into working hard as a kid, you know, with my pops, I always had the same mindset, you know, just go out there and be the best, work the hardest. My dad, he always texts me, like, I'll work everybody. No matter who it is, I'll work everybody. So, you know, that's just my mentality. I guess just going into year 4, you know, I got a little pep in my step. You know, I'm becoming a vet, moving over from the rookie stage. And, you know, I'm just ready to play more football and be more consistent for my team.
That's what you look. How can you fucking hate this guy?
Oh, trust me, they do.
I don't understand. And that's what it's been the whole
we
time.
know why.
We know why.
They all have the same profile pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Typically.
Shout out Oakley's. Big Oakley,
Yeah,
big
big
Oakley
Oakley
buyers. This guy, it has been like that. He's always been all about football. They wouldn't have drafted him if he wasn't like that. That's what these guys do. When you look at Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they draft guys that eat, sleep, shit, love football, and Jameson Williams is one of those guys. And I can't wait for he's finally matured. Like, yeah, that's what happens with a young player. They learn how to play in the NFL and they mature a little bit.
Well, no, we posted the picture of him requesting all the hoes, and Biggins, of course, is on there like, oh, here comes the
Off-season suspension loading.
How?
I don't know.
For fucking bitches?
It's literally like it's a complex at this point. How can you? I don't understand how you can listen to that section of his interview right there, and hate that guy.
Well,
that is a guy who
beyond
has
that too. This organization doesn't bring in people that they're trying to lean him towards, what they're trying to make him, what they're trying to categorize him under as. Like we've had generational players at the fingertips that we could have grabbed via trade, via draft, like whatever it is, free agency. They won't do it unless your love is football. And clearly, that's J-Mo's passion.
Arf says, "What a jerk! Terrible attitude." LOL.
Yeah.
Like really, this is a guy who, if anybody on this Lions team, outside of maybe Penei Sewell, not even Penei, if one person on this team could be like, I'm not going to work as hard as everybody else, it would be Jameson Williams, because he has the God-given ability to be faster than anybody on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
But he is such a dog, and he said that's what his dad inspired in him. That's what he's always lamented in him, is work hard, outwork the guy next to you. He's a good kid, man. He's not even a kid anymore. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
And the hate on him it's gross. Dude, you list any hater of Jameson Williams, listen to that fucking video and tell me you hate him, then there's something wrong with you.
You know what I love most about too is the fact that, like, despite all the hate, when you see him, always smiling.
Always smiling.
Seasoned, always happy.
That's why I've always loved the kid. I'm so happy
Dude's a
that
vibe.
people finally do now. Like, I couldn't believe that shit, man. It was just, I think he's a bust. Well, no, he came off a torn ACL. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, sorry he came back sooner than they were expecting. Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Shu in the World Sports Chat. Said I couldn't imagine stuff I'd be doing at 23 with $1 million in my pocket, so I don't judge these boys.
And he
at
was
all.
buying kids water in the streets and lighting off fireworks on the 4th of July. And people are like, oh, what a terrible person. He's riding around with a gun. I would too. If I was a fucking millionaire, I'd have a gun on me at all times.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, dude? It was just trying to find shit to hate the kid. And now you can't, because he's got the success. He's got the 1,000 yards for you to look at. He's got the postseason success. And now he is a full season in, dialed in, and I don't know, like his whole time here, all of his teammates and coaches are like, we love the kid. He's working as hard as anybody on this team. That's what they've been saying the whole time. But because he bought some water from some kids or lit off a firework, that people didn't hear that. But now when he's doing good and he's scoring touchdowns, oh, wow, look at how much his teammates love him and support him and how hard he works. Newsflash, asshole. It's been that way the whole goddamn time. Like, I don't know. I'm happy for him.
I'm happy for him, too. Nick, you want to refresh everybody on the Jackson Jobe news?
Yeah, Jackson Jobe has officially hit the IL. It is a 15-day IL stint for the rookie. He is not being sent down to AAA Toledo. He is hitting the IL with a right elbow flexor strain. Personally, in the next 10 days, I expect a call-up of Sawyer Gibson-Long, who has posted a 2.2 ERA in the minors. He had a sub-2.5 ERA back in 23 when he pitched for the Tigers. It's been a long time, but this guy is good when he's healthy, which he is right now. Sawyer Gibson-Long. Hopefully, this isn't a long-term injury for Jobe. I don't believe it is. I've been just looking up online. I was saying maybe 4 to 6 for a professional baseball player. I'll be talking, trying to get some more information on that, so stay tuned to Woodward Sports social media.
Yeah, that's what it's definitely looking like is going to be Sawyer Gibson. He just pitched last night for Toledo, right?
Crushed.
Yeah, so he's good to go. They got one in the chamber waiting for it.
And then hopefully Reese Olson also gets back soon.
So remember I texted you about that. Is he reliever or starter? In the Jobe situation, you think he's coming up to start?
Starter.
Yeah.
Dylan Smith, the new guy?
Yeah.
So this is a totally different guy that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dylan Smith
He got
was
brought
a
up from
starter,
AA.
moved
to reliever. But called up, what do you think he's going to be?
Maybe like a bulk reliever, maybe like a
bullpen
couple inning guy, maybe like a
long guy.
herder, like a herder role, but a righty.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 if you could get 2 innings out of him.
Hopefully that means Brebia's going down and he's taking his spot because I'm sure you're a nice guy, but you've been getting shelled.
Happy birthday, buddy!
It's his birthday.
I think yesterday.
Oh well, sorry, bud. I heard Toledo's real nice this time of year.
Birthday.
Shout out to Gun Guy taking your pants off.
Yeah, so we'll see how that all goes, but I feel for Jackson Jobe. This is a guy that hasn't been able to stay healthy throughout his career as a professional. Boom, gets hit with another injury. I really hope this isn't a long-term injury this season. I hope he comes back just as good as he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 15-day.
15-day. I think if it was a long-term injury, they would have. They would have shut him down.
It's just the way that AJ plays around these lineups. It allows him to do what he needs to do. If you're not able to go.
Oh, they're using him for too many pitches. So let's send him down to Toledo and give him starts there.
Yeah, it makes 0 sense.
What? No, if he's injured, he's injured, and I hope he gets back soon because he was pitching well.
He's like 4.1 ERA?
Yeah, 4.1 ERA. The only game where he had over a 3 ERA was in Colorado.
Yeah. Cartier, send Jobe down.
Well, he's on the injured list, so that's what they said.
So it's kind of set down.
All right, when we get back, Dan Campbell at the podium again, this time talking about our new offensive coordinator, Johnny Moe, and his confidence in his play calling ability. But before we do any of that, tell us about Feldman.
Feldman? Lady Janes? Let's do Lady
Janes. It starts next week. Next week.
Hey, yo.
Feldman and then Ben Johnson as well.
Do we have...
No, I'll tell you about Lady. It's because Brady, Mr. Part-Time, wants to change the traffic log for next week before I get it in on the show sheet, so it's all different. Sorry. Thanks, Brady. No, shout out Brady. Let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, like I said, open 7 days a week. Always, you can just walk in. Walk-ins always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It's been a while since John Morton called plays. How do you prepare him for that this time of year? Just kind of get him back in the flow of things.
Well, hard to do this time of year. You know, we don't have enough time to get it done. We don't have enough reps to get it done. We can't really do a true, you know, I mean, we can't even, you know, this isn't football. This is at least you can kind of line up across from each other and whatever. But training camp, it'll be big, you know. That is one of the positives of 4 games. You know, you're going to have 4 games to be able to do that. Just like I've done with AG and with Ben, man, we're going to do a ton of call-it periods, a ton of move the ball, a ton of change the situation to where, man, you got to think on your feet immediately. We will, you know, we'll make sure they get plenty of that to where, you know, you just, as you go, you get better and you're better and better. And he has. He's called plays before. And by the way, he's wherever he's been, I mean, he called, you know, this is not his first time. The Jets is not his first time. I mean, even when he was here, man, I need it. It's 3rd and 12. I need to play. Bam, bam. He's the one who's yelling at, you know, here you go. And he did that at San Fran. He's done that everywhere he's been. So, you know, this is going to be something where everybody's going to be a little more involved in this in a good way. So the communication has got to be on point, but this is not his first time to do it. So, we'll be good.
Confirmed Dan Campbell hates OTAs, dude. Did you hear how he started? He's like, this is
It's not football.
It's not football.
He's 100% right. That's why people ask for Lions topics. Like, brother, they ain't really much to talk about. Ain't really much to observe. They're in pajama pants out there.
Yeah, OTAs are whack.
OTAs. I mean, I get it. You got, you know, but like, yeah, I'm with them. But there's a couple things in there that I liked a lot. Or that's I guess were big takeaways. Not necessarily liked, but like the number one being for me the part that I did like was him talking about at the time when he was calling plays.
Yeah.
I myself credited Ben Johnson. People I've talked to credited Ben Johnson. But him talking about in a 3rd and 12 situation while Jim Morton was here in Detroit. John grab him. I got something for you.
Yeah.
He was helping out in that like span of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's great to hear. Like people, I guess, worried about him calling plays. One, it's not his first time. We've talked about the Jets, but Dan Campbell talking about he's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Even when he was here, not calling plays, he was helping us call plays. Like I think that's huge.
Oh yeah.
The other piece of it too. Maybe you draw some concern of if you're like nitpicking and trying to make a topic of it, which I guess could be a thing. If you're Rob Parkering, is like it's going to be a little bit more collaborative. But I like that.
I do too.
I think that's why they brought in my man from Stanford, David Shaw. I think that's why. I mean, Dan Campbell obviously is a brilliant offensive mind himself too, and his way, his ability to articulate things. I was talking about in the LNU video today. Is like even like the little snap. Him talking about like just tightening things up. It's like that's like a piece that allows you to remember what the hell he was saying to begin with. You know, even if you found it funny, it's like, hey, that's what he was talking about when he was speaking in that moment. But like, I don't know, man. I'm pumped to see what they do with this offense. I think it's gonna be a lot more smash mouth than it was previously.
Smash mouth. Shout out Smash
football.
Mouth, not the creeper that we saw, but actual
the actual Smash Mouth.
Dude, that was so funny. So a little sidebar. We saw Smash Mouth live at the Ally Challenge. The lead singer, they got a new one because the lead singer passed.
Kept calling the kids.
He kept talking to the kids like an uncomfortable amount of times. He's like, it's so good to see all the kids front and center. And the first time you're like,
where are the rest of them?
The first time you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's good. You know,
just kept doing it.
And then the second time he's like, yeah, I love seeing the kids up here. It's like, whoa, all right, buddy, but like, yeah, it's Shrek. It's cool. Third time, man, all these kids look good. It's like, all right, dude, just start singing the Shrek tunes, bozo.
Yeah.
But okay.
The third time he kept looking at you like,
yeah,
normal. So like,
yeah. All the parents are like, yeah, we love Smash Mouth, and he's just like, all right. So Dan Campbell, yeah. OTAs are whack, but I'm not worried about Johnny Morton. Like I said, he's done this before at the NFL level. He's been doing it his whole life. He's a great offensive mind, and having guys like Hank Fraley, who has been here for a while, more than him, obviously, to bounce things off of, and David Shaw, who's been a head coach, at high levels of football and has done a lot of things offensively, and Dan Campbell himself to bounce things off of, are going to be important factors. So excited to see how this offense works, but I'm not worried about Johnny Morton's play calling.
Where you at the collaborative stuff? Is that a little bit too many cooks in the kitchen?
No, I think that's good. That's a good thing to have. You have more money, and obviously, there's going to be a hierarchy of things. Johnny Morton's going to be at the highest of that because he's getting paid the most because he's the offensive coordinator. But no, I think it's good to have guys in your locker room or in your tree. I don't know how to say it for coaches. Like, have assistants behind you that are going to challenge you, and they're going to be like, hey, no, we should do this. And if they give you a good reason why, or they're like, hey, I've been watching this nickel all day. You might not have been specifically watching the nickel, but the wide receiver coach says, hey, I've been watching the nickel all day. He's biting on this. So you do a reverse right there. It'll be wide open. It'll be like, okay, sounds good. I wasn't seeing that. Let's run it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have. You have good offensive minds all collaborating on a whole of some, and the top of it is going to be Johnny Morton and Jared Goff. It's going to be what they're feeling, what they want to do, and I'm comfortable with that.
Honestly, even David Shaw, just like from what I listened to them talk 2 weeks ago, however long it was, like their relationship, they came into the league together under John Gruden, and they learned that same style offense. Obviously, they took different directions, different philosophies. I think the way they explained it was that they're different sides of the same coin. Like they have the same philosophies at the core of things, but obviously have taken different the same principles, I should say, at the core of things, but different philosophies about go about them.
Yeah, the Runyon 99 in the Woodward Sports Chat says, Rob Parker stabs bunnies, allegedly. I don't know if there's
how does he catch them?
I don't know if there's a story behind that, but
yeah, them being best friends, as I said, professionally, I think that's going to help that
absolutely
out easily.
I saw a video of John Gruden when he was with the Eagles.
That's crazy to see.
He was a little
hat backwards, little shit.
Yeah, dude, little shit, bro.
Yeah.
He looked like a little shithead. I was
like
like,
a little Sean McVay. Honestly,
yeah, for sure. He's like, you got to twist that arm through, big guy. Twist it through.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that was funny to see because I've only seen Chucky John Gruden. I've never seen Golden
hat
Age.
backwards.
Yeah, fucking puffed hair going,
skinny as all.
Wearing the listen.
Swaggy.
I don't like the birds. But those Eagles starter jacks with the Kelly Green starter jackets
are hard.
So fire, dude.
They should bring them back.
They should
the
bring
starters
them back.
Still around?
I don't think so.
Dunzo?
Somebody should buy that. That would be such an easy way to make so much money.
Just remake them. Yeah, dude, those are fucking hard.
Everybody
and they're
would,
super comfortable.
Everybody
you
would buy
over.
those. I would
you
buy
can
a
wear
Lions
springtime,
starter jacket.
wintertime.
Yeah.
Dude, bring back starter jackets for sure. Shout out to Dumbo Jumbo. I don't know if we read this super chat. It says Dylan Smith is my federal name. Apparently, I'm a black guy. He throws heaters to my friends, or my friends tell me.
Shout out.
Shout out to Dumbo Jumbo.
He identifies as a black guy. Yeah.
Gotta supply the darts, heaters.
I identify as a black guy where it counts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about my hand size, obviously. But
I got a little update.
Yeah, update.
Update on the Job. Logan Gilbert is going through this right now. Starter for the Mariners, ace, and basically in total, it's looking like 7 weeks.
For who?
The timeline on a Job. Rest, rehab, if everything goes
I thought it was 15-day
accordingly.
IL.
15-day IL, but I'm saying if this is ultimately what Logan Gilbert went through for the Mariners, but this was a quote from Petzold from AJ Hinch. I'll try not to rush into any judgment until we see how his rest goes and see how his rehab goes. So he's going to rest and rehab. Obviously, it's tough to lose a guy out of the rotation.
Yeah. But, I mean, Tigers fans shouldn't care because they all thought he sucked anyways. So
that's true.
Yeah, for real.
Bob Hyverback.
No, but hopefully the young man gets healthy and gets back soon because he's an important arm for us.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on that.
I'm not that worried, though.
I'm only tripping
Montero looks good. You bring back Olsen pretty soon.
I guess how did he exit the game? The guy you compared him to, did he finish? I
don't know, but God, I was supposed to say fuck. Lost it. Back to Chris. What up, buddy?
Feeling good. So what's the deal? Are you checking in my city tonight, or what's the deal?
Hey, tap in. You know what's going down. Yeah.
It's going to be my city pretty soon.
Let's go.
Chris is going to feel the aura when I move in.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, oh. It's going to be like, oh, dude, I wish you guys watched anime.
No, are you kidding me? My property value is going to go up.
That's
dude,
true.
This is a big dub for me.
That is
Big
true.
Big dub for me. No, how far are you from me?
I'm at like 13 in Greenfield. So
Okay.
Let's rock.
Bob Haverback as well. JMO has a dad. That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm not tripping about our pitching. Like, we got guys that could come up, and we've seen it before. The pitching chaos. I know it's lame to say, but we can do it. We have the best pitching coach in baseball, and
we've got hopefully Cobb coming back soon. Hopefully
Yeah.
Reese Olson coming back soon. Montero looks good.
Sort of gets
Gibson
along.
Long, he's
Montero
ready to
looked
go.
really good on Memorial Day.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
What do you go,
No.
6?
I think 5 scoreless, was it?
5, yeah.
Mize is back, so yeah, I'm not worried.
And Padres pretty good.
Who?
Padres offensively.
Padres,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not playing the Padres.
No.
No, I know. But
Montero's last
Montero's
start.
last start.
Oh,
Jesus, Nick.
wasn't the Padres.
Who was it?
San Fran.
Oh, Giants. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Also
so you had me
pretty,
tripping.
also very good.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I meant.
Sweet.
Same colors.
Sweep them. Not same,
Same
colors. Padres are brown and yellow.
Black and yellow, brown and yellow.
Giants are orange
Giants
and black.
orange. Oh,
It's all right. It's all right. Same
Similar
same
colors.
area of the map.
Yeah, I'm not tripping though.
No.
The thing that does suck is he's dealt with injuries in the past. I mean, let's just be honest with what it is. He has dealt with injuries every year that he's been in professional baseball. That's the part that I'm just not happy for him about, and I guess for this team about. Like, is this going to be a thing every year for Job? Is this just a thing we're going to have to deal with him
Well, he's
personally?
only 20 years old, right? 21.
22, I believe.
So
super young.
He's
Came
still
in at 18.
Yeah. You
19
put a
injury,
lot
20
of
injury,
you put a
21
lot
injury.
of innings on an arm like that. It's gonna take some time, but
yeah.
No, I'm not worried about it. Hopefully, it's nothing serious, and hopefully he gets back soon.
I'll hit up my elbow specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit up your elbow. Well, we
Chris,
do have
Chris has
an
got an
elbow
elbow guy. We do have an elbow specialist. Actually,
I don't have an elbow guy. I have a leg guy, and I have a leg guy and a shoulder guy, but I don't have an elbow
We've got a
guy.
Wisconsin guy too. We got a couple. of
Okay,
those.
let's relax. It's similar color waves. All right. Jesus.
Spenny, you seen that other international kid that went yard? Yeah, Briseño, 3 times.
Thanks a lot, Nick. I'm gonna beat your ass for this shot I'm playing.
For what? The
I'm reading
Padres? I
comments.
was so confused because we played the Padres a while ago.
Oh, shout out Phil.
Shout out!
Yeah, it was a nice area. I'm very happy. Very happy. Let's go to break. You can tell how happy I am by the tone of my voice. Very, very happy. Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Chris's balls or something. But first, let me tell you about Mad Packs because they're dropping today. So you can get them today.
Dropping.
They're in stores everywhere. Speaking of balls, Mad Packs are dropping today.
Not mine,
Go to
but-
getmadpacks.com to find out the litany of dispensaries they'll be in. They got the Blizzard Packs, THCA Moon Rocks, the High-Low Pre-Rolls, and the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas. Don't forget, if you just like regular weed, they got really good regular weed too. So Mad Packs dropping everywhere today. Go check it out. Getmadpacks.com on a dispensary near you.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Buddy's Pizza. It's the original Detroit-style pizza. They've been serving it in Detroit since 1946. That's before Maz covered his first game for the Red Wings. He was still doing radio in New York back in 1946. So make sure you get some Buddies today. You can use promo code 10meal. That's, hey, Alyssa's leaving work right now. She wants to get some dinner. She can use promo code 10meal and get 10% off her order from Buddies. Buddies Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza.
Or we didn't talk at all about Detroit. Detroit is my number 6.
I had them 6th as well. What an exciting moment for the Pistons.
Yeah, it's finally.
There's really like nothing not to like.
Yeah.
They don't have a pick in this draft. Other than that, they've got their draft stuff. Cade making all NBA, bumps his salary. Same with Mobley, up to 30% of the cap, which is not great, but not great for them, but great for Cade. I just like the Knicks were like, I don't want to play this team anymore. This team's tough and nasty, and Duran seems to be figuring out. Asar Thompson
you can
seems to
do
be
the
figuring it
sports
out.
fan thing, Zach, and be like, look at the point differential of the first round series with the Knicks and be like, we're a conference finals team. You can do that.
So the context of that conversation was that they were ranking all teams in the Eastern Conference, all 15 teams, on what teams they would rather have as a future for the next 3 to 5 years. And they ranked Detroit 6th. Just for context sake, Zach Lowe had the Celtics, the Pacers, the Cavs, and the Knicks and the Hawks over the Pistons.
Hawks!
And the and Waz had the same except instead of the Hawks, he had the Magic over the Pistons. So they both had the Pistons at 6. They both had the Hawks at 7, Magic at 5. They swapped that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the Hawks were over the Pistons.
No, they to Zach Lowe they were. And Waz just was grilling them
3 times.
On what fucking planet are the Hawks?
So he just is really high on. He's really high on their. Yeah, this is my goat, Zach Lowe. Shout out to Zach Lowe. But that is wrong. That is wrong. I totally disagree with the Hawks. I don't see how you can argue it because
smacked in the face or even have it. That's fucking horrendous.
That's a terrible take. Idiot. Like I think what it is that he's higher on Jalen Johnson and the pieces around Trey. He likes Cade Cunningham over all of them, obviously, but I think he's higher on the sum of the parts in Atlanta. But I mean, they were tripping. He was making fun of Zach. He was like, "You think this team can win 50 games?" Zach Lowe was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Dude, they won 40 last year. They're a playing team at best." So I think that was tripping. But to have the Knicks, Celtics, Cavs, Pacers, they both had those 4 over them. Would you take Detroit's next 3 to 5 years projecting over any of those teams in the Eastern Conference?
Over the teams they had ranked over us?
Yeah, over the teams they had ranked over us. So again, the final 4 of the East this year. Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Pacers.
Who would I take the Pistons next 3 years over?
Next 3 to 5.
I don't.
Would you take it over any of those?
Maybe the Celtics, because they're probably going to have to start shipping pieces off, but they already cashed in. So I don't know. Maybe the Pacers, because I feel like they're peaking right now with their core, and if they want to, and I don't think they're gonna get fucking manhandled by the Thunder. Like it's gonna be bad.
I think they're gonna get a game though.
Yeah, I think they'll get 4. I think it's gonna be 4-0. But I think they're kind of peaking with the core that they have now. So maybe the Thunder, maybe it's not the Thunder. Maybe definitely not the Thunder. Maybe the Pacers, because for them to kind of surpass where they are now, they're going to have to make a drastic move. And the Pistons are still rising, while I think the Pacers have peaked, and the Celtics are declining. So, yeah.
I mean,
maybe the Celtics, maybe the Pacers.
Easy?
Maybe the Pacers. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much that has to take place before we can really answer that. You know?
So even the Cavs though,
we don't know what the hell
about.
we got going on with Duran and Ivey.
Right. But even the Cavs, we talked about it. Obviously, you love the talent that they have of the 4, but the fact that they've changed coaches, they've done all these things, and they still haven't been able to get out of the second round. I get that they have, if they decide to trade, they have good pieces to trade.
Definitely the Cavs.
But
you're right.
The Cavs, I don't know, man. I don't think that formula wins, and they have to make a move, and they have to make a move that's right. Because if they don't make the right move, they're going to be either worse or the same of where they're at. So I think the Cavs, which is the team that both of them had number 1, because their argument was, hey, worst case scenario, we have 4 guys with really high value that we could trade. But I think that the Pistons have guys with high value, not that high, but they're also on a trajectory upward, and I think they have a guy in Cade Cunningham who in 3 years, 5 years will be the best player of any of those teams ahead of him.
I think so, too.
So I think that you got to like the Pistons ceiling.
I agree with the Cavs because, like, what do you do now? Is this just who you are? Because it obviously wasn't JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
And if the Cavs were smart, they would, like, do I don't want to say a rebuild, but a retool around Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
I would try to move off of Donovan Mitchell and maybe even Garland as well, but try to fit pieces together to put Evan Mobley. Yes, Garland's a much better fit with Evan Mobley, and Evan Mobley needs to be the guy that you run your team through.
And imagine what you get back. I mean, guys are giving away like 5 firsts for fucking
a superstar.
Mikal Bridges. Like, imagine what you're getting for
beat up this playoff,
Donovan
though?
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Who?
Like, wasn't Cleveland pretty beat up?
They're beat up every year.
No, not really.
Yeah,
Garland got hurt. That's about
Garland
it.
got hurt. Mitchell was beat up the last
Mobley
couple
was
games.
too, actually.
But
yeah, I thought that weren't they like? I just remember
But
how
they were
dominant they were.
They were
this
playable injuries, though. I think they
Yeah.
only missed
Yeah,
one
Mobley
game.
played.
But yeah, I think they missed one game, but they played.
Pistons were beat up. Pistons didn't have Ivey or Isaiah Stewart. If they had one of those two guys, they probably beat the Knicks.
You guys know my opinion on the basketball in general. Like, it's a big man's game, and so as cold as Donovan Mitchell is,
Donovan Mitchell has peaked.
Yes, and I don't know if that's a guy you're going to win a championship with. He's a tremendous basketball
Very,
player.
very good.
Do not get that wrong. But if your goal is to win an NBA championship,
He's got to be
I
a Robin.
don't know if that's the guy.
Yeah,
He's got to be a Robin. He
Yes.
cannot be making as much money as he is right now on your team.
Correct.
To win a championship.
Or you have a situation where you have a Cade Cunningham who's on a max deal, but a rookie max where it's cheaper.
So you're
like
saying
you
the
can
Pistons
make
should
it.
trade
You can
for
make it
Donovan
work.
Mitchell?
I mean, if that opportunity comes, I'm
We
open
missed
to
our
the
shot.
discussion. Yeah,
That'd be
we
crazy.
missed our shot.
Dude,
but,
Neil presented that before he got traded to Cleveland.
Remember
a lot
I
of
was-
people were talking about
I
that.
was
Whole chat was like, no way.
Remember, actually, I was filling in on BDE, or not filling in. You were teaching. You were training me in TD.
Yeah.
As that happened.
Yep.
When we were having those discussions.
The good old
but,
days.
But no, I think that the Cavs are
Chris
an
knew his
interesting
plays.
team. I think I would take the Pacers. I think I would take the Pistons over the Pacers just because, even though I like the fact that they got like
I don't
10
know, the
guys that are
Pacers-
really good.
Yeah, the Pacers are tough, dude.
They are tough.
They got
They're
so
really
many good
tough.
players. But like I said, I think they're peaking
I think
right
they're
now.
peaking now.
Yeah.
I think 3 to 5 years from now, I think you know how basketball is. The best player means so much.
Yeah.
And if I think that Cade Cunningham will be better than Jason Tatum, who's probably the best player in that conversation right now, it's Tatum and Halliburton for sure. I think Cade will be better than him in 3 to 5 years. And so if you have the best player on all of those 4 teams, I like your chances. Plus, I like some of the young talent. Who knows? You're right. Who knows who's going to hit between Asar, Duran, Ivey, what their levels are? But I like where we're at now. I really do.
Weezy's going off in the chat right
Weezy
now.
out.
Weezy out.
Wow, what's he tripping,
He's
what's he tripping about?
just basketball takes galore. Garland got that Malik Beasley in him.
What does that even mean?
What does he say? Where was the other one? Mobley ain't Chet. Duran his ass.
Check, go
Duran's
find out
not
real
ass.
quick. Pascal ain't Julius.
I truly never. I still don't, and obviously still persistent. Like the Duran hate. Like I don't. He's just too young to have like that
He's
strong
very
of a take
young,
on.
but this is
even going back to like Rudy Gobert's numbers.
Are you gonna pay him?
At
Are you gonna
21,
pay him
between age
$100 million
21
on
and 23? Yeah, I mean, I'd give him up $20 million for sure. $25 million for sure. But what I'm trying to say, though,
I
real
said
quick,
100 billion.
100 billion?
100 million.
100 billion.
100 billion.
I would do it. 100 million in 5 years?
Well,
he's 21 years old. Go and look
Right,
at
man.
Rudy Gobert's numbers when he was 21 and see how they grew from then on. Go look at DeAndre Ayton's numbers at 21 and see how it grew from then on. Like it's he's too young to have like these strong of opinions on, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
But
That's why I like the position the Pistons are in.
I
Is
don't
because
like the position the Pistons are in because they got to pay either Ivey or Duran or both of them, and we don't really know what either of them are yet.
We'll talk about it next segment because that's the other Zach Lowe clip when he talks about extensions.
I don't know if I want to hear from that turd again.
But
It's garbage.
I think
Rob
that
Parker.
I think that you can. Did you say he's the white Rob
He's the
Parker?
white Rob Parker.
But
Yeah, that Hawks take is fucking wild.
Yeah, no, he's been a super
Trey
Hawks
Young's a
stand
fucking
forever. I
dust
don't
bunny,
get it.
dude. Trey Young sucks.
I love Zach Lowe, but the one thing he rides for is the Atlanta Hawks team. I don't get it. Every year he
He's probably
smashes
from
her
Atlanta.
over. He's not. I don't think he. No, he's from New Jersey. He's a Mets guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe he's a big Dominique Wilkins fan.
no. And two, you got to think too. The Knicks are how many years is their window? it's probably this year, next year are their best years, and then maybe a third year after that. So Pistons are in shape to kind of play it slow, and that's probably a favorable thing for them. Because the teams that are rising that they mentioned with Orlando and Atlanta, we both think we're smoking both of those teams' boots. So, like, I don't see a team right now.
I'd say
could change.
Orlando's closer than Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. But I'm not scared of either of those teams. And right now, those are two of the teams that are, like, kind of on the rise outside of that top four, where I think that top four will kind of start to fall. So I don't see a team on the horizon I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm not worried about Toronto. I'm not worried about Brooklyn. I'm not worried about Charlotte. I'm not worried about these other Washington. Like, these other teams in the East aren't rising with the potential that the Detroit Pistons are. So I kind of like our position of being that, like, 5-6 spot, but things will break. I think things can definitely break right for this team in the next couple years. And you don't know who's going to hit of the young prospects, but I think one of them will. Two of them will. And I think that's going to be and I think that's all you need when you have Cade Cunningham, who I think is going to be, like I said, the best player in the Eastern Conference at some point.
Yeah. He's close to it right now.
Yeah.
Let's go to commercial, come back. Let's have the discussion. Jalen Duren versus Jaden Ivey. Who you paying?
Who are you paying? But first, White Claw.
White Claw calling all Tigers fans. Join us for the White Claw Tiger Tour. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch a Tigers game live on the network. Join Spencer and Easy on Friday, June 13th for our second stop tour at Nemo's Bar in Detroit. Be part of the fun and see our reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson Law.
The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson. The bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network.
I like a lot of what's going on there, but if I'm the Pistons, I'm absolutely like going to Jaden Ivey, trying to get an extension done. Mm-hmm. Maybe I get a slight discount because of the fact that he...
What do you think is a slight discount for Jaden Ivey?
Well, coming off a broken leg, kind of checkered first 3 seasons in the NBA. He's making $10 million next year. Could I get him 4 years, $120 million?
Yeah, so like basically the Jalen Green contract, basically. But this is 4 years.
Could I go 4 years, 100? Like, could I get? Am I getting too greedy?
I think that's when I think that's when guys start being like, "I'll take my chances and bet on myself." But I think he is.
So,
chance of paying Jaden Ivey. Not a fuck. And I'm not even on a hit. Like, it's just too soon.
This is Chris Goat.
Like that guy's a fucking idiot, dude. This is what. That's why you're. No, I'm sorry, Chris.
No,
I'm sorry.
Nah, dude. Zach Lowe is a certified ball donor. I'm not
at all
doing that.
That guy's a fucking idiot.
How much did Tobias Harris make this year? 25, 26?
26.
That is the same amount that you'd be getting Jaden Ivey
for
4 years. Maybe in his prime though, like
4 years, 120.
No, 100.
He said for trying to go for 100, but
he said 120 originally. The other guy is fucking. Well, that's Jalen Green. It was not fucking Jalen Green.
Yeah, he's not going to accept 4 years. He will not sign that. That's what they did. You cut off the end where they were both like, "Yeah, that's not going to happen."
4 years, yeah, $25 million.
Yeah.
That's easier.
What would
to
you
digest?
Yeah,
than
what?
30. I was okay.
$5 million.
What's your take on that? Would you do it?
No.
4 years, 100?
No.
He's just not signing them.
I'm not signing. I'm not signing this offseason. I'm gonna go to next year. If I have a conversation with Jaden Ivey.
You let him bet on himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him bet on himself. And like even in the trade situation, I was thinking about that on the way in too. Like we're not trading him right now. He doesn't have value right now off that broken leg. Like teams are gonna want to see something out of him. You want to have him play a few times. That's why if they make any type of move like that, it's gonna be at the deadline versus like this summer. I expect him to fully stay put. Other than maybe a few free agent signings. A guy that I would re-sign and try to get a discount is Jalen Duren. Only 21 years old. Go and look at the numbers. Rudy Gobert, Jared Allen. Like from 21 to 23, that's when they made the biggest defensive jumps. I'm talking from like around Jalen Duren's defensive rating, like 109, 110 to, I mean, obviously Gobert took a huge jump because he became what he was, but he's just it's way easier for me to bet on Jalen Duren than Jaden Ivey at this point.
So,
and it would be just cheaper.
And it will
could be cheaper.
Probably not.
I think that this is what
You probably get Ivy cheaper. You could probably get Ivy cheaper because of the injury.
Yeah, I think you
You
go
definitely
for
get Ivy
Ivy
cheaper.
now because truthfully, I think what he
This would
gets
make it more
contract wise
valuable
is he gets sixth man money. Like Malik Monk was what 22 or 23, somewhere close, maybe even 25 at its highest, but. That was the contract that he signed last offseason. If you get him for around Malik Monk money with the upside that he has, you lock that in for 4 years, you absolutely do it because this second apron is no joke. Like we've seen this. Like the teams that are good, OKC, they took a guy like Isaiah Joe and they took him on a 1-year flyer and then they gave him a 3-year, 4-year cheap deal. And guess what? He hit. And now he's only making like $2 million a year. Like you have to bet on the margins. And if you could get Ivy at a deal under $30 million, I think you do it because I think that the player that Ivy is will always have value in this league. And I think that what you're paying him at less than $30 million is going to be starting 2-guard money or 6-man money. That's affordable. So
okay,
I think
so you're paying Ivy. Are you paying Duren?
Yes.
Okay, so you're paying all three of them.
Yes.
You're paying Asar.
Yes.
So that's your core, and that's what you're riding with, and that's you're going to win you championships.
I believe so, or I believe that you could trade them. I believe that you are still. So if you sign those 4 guys, I did the math. We didn't end up doing the segment, but I did the research and the math on it. You could sign all 4 of them, and the timings that their contract extensions would kick in and everything. You would be Tobias Harris off the books, Fontecchio off the books.
No, you could definitely.
So you'd be $75 million under the second apron.
Yeah.
Like, so you have a lot of wiggle room to play with signing these guys because, again, rookie maxes, which I don't think Ivy or Duren will get, by the way, but those rookie maxes, even if they are rookie maxes, are significantly less than the veteran maxes that we see these guys like Devin Booker, Jason Tatum getting. So while you are paying these guys big money, it's affordable. And again, I know you hate hearing this across all sports, but it's true. The cap's going up. Like, I think that Ivy at $28 million, I'd like him under that, but I would do $28 million betting on the upside. And at the very least, that is a starter level 2-guard. And with the flashes of potential that he's shown, even if it's not working here in Detroit, I think you could definitely trade that contract.
That's what I was going to say, is I think there's little risk into it because when Ivy's healthy, you know what he's going to be. And we saw the trajectory he was taking to where he is going to be a piece that teams would want. If he's not working out here or if the fit doesn't work with the Pistons and that's what it is, he will be a very tradable asset, and that'll be easy too. But you got to sign him to the deal first, and you're not going to sign him any cheaper than you would
right now.
Right now, yeah. So
I guess in terms of making it more valuable in a trade, if it does become some,
just more valuable to your team.
More valuable to your team.
To your team.
More valuable for him. He feels the comfort of, okay, I'm locked down, and it's not like it's this debilitating contract that would take extra picks to move. Because worst case scenario, Ivy will play up to his contract. If you get him at $25 to $30 million a year, Ivy, when healthy, will play up to that contract. So if the fit isn't good or you see that not working out, it's not like it'll be a tough contract to move. So yeah, I would do it.
So easy, you're still no.
You could talk me into it. I guess if I'm betting on one or the other, though, I'm still on the Duren side of things than I am Ivey.
Well, for sure. I mean, I would prioritize signing Duren too. I just think that Duren's, because of last season, I think Duren's probably a higher starting point than Ivey. But I would do the same for both, because he went on to say that for Zach Lowe went on to say that for Duren as well later on in the clip, is that he was like, the Pistons will probably get Ivey and Duren at good market value. You'll probably get Duren for around Claxton money, probably more, but not much more. And I like Jalen Duren over Claxton, like just on upside, obviously.
Yeah, so they'll both be around $25 to $30 million a year.
And I think you can do that, especially when Tobias Harris is $26 million coming off the books. That's one of those guys. That's one of those guys for free. Boom.
That's true.
Like I think that people get scared by these numbers. And
those are good contracts for those. And both of those, like I said, both of those guys,
tradable.
I think we all believe will play up to those contracts, even if what they are right now.
Yeah.
And we think they're both going to get better, so they'll eventually look like, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. See,
Nick.
I guess my question to you, Easy, would be, what would it take for you to sign Ivey ultimately?
I mean
He'd have to give me his firstborn son.
I think at $20 million a year, $20 million a year would be fair for sure, and I feel like that'd be easy to offload without having to give up extra shit to like make the deal unfair.
What's that? Sorry, say it one more time.
That'd be easier to offload than having to throwing picks to even out a trade.
Yeah.
So you just want a tradable contract, and I don't.
That
think,
is a tradable.
I don't think there's a world
is.
in which Ivey isn't a tradable contract. I mean, we saw, this guy was in games without Cunningham averaging close to 20 points, like. That's a guy that everybody's going to talk themselves into. Again, I think of like his worst case scenario trade value wise is Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton. Those are guys on the market that people want. Like, you're not going to get 5th overall pick return value for that. But that's the lowest case scenario, I think, for Ivey. The highest case scenario is like I comped him to Victor Oladipo. And that was a guy who was an all NBA player, was phenomenal, wasn't the greatest 3-point shooter, but was the leader of a team that went to the playoffs. Like, I don't see a world in which that ends up being a bad trade, a bad signing. The only one I'd be a little more worried about, but not really, is Duren, just because Duren did have, he had issues with his cervix. He had issues with his ankle. There's a little more injury history.
He did have
with
the
Duren.
cervix issues.
So
yeah, you hate to see that in a young man.
Ivey, you don't really have that injury history with.
Did not have the injured cervix. That is true. Ivy's cervix is intact. Yeah,
he has a healthy cervix. So I think even that point, like, he has a flash injury concern. So I don't see a world in which that contract is bad.
Gassed up, shoddy. No, I agree. I think the numbers that you'd sign both of them at this summer would be very tradable contracts if it came down to it, because they'll both play up to their number that you would get them at this year.
I would say, last point I would say is Maxey. Maxey's a good example of they could have got him for cheap, and then they let it play out, and guess what? They maxed him.
Yeah.
That was an annual $10 to $15 million more that they were paying him.
Yep.
And that's what is a potential you face with Ivey and Duren. So I'm of the mindset, I believe they're going to be quality players. Lock them down now.
Gives you more flexibility too. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's go to break.
Ball knower.
We'll come back and we'll do mailbag, but first tell us about Loom.
Spring is in the air and Michigan is buzzing. 7.5 milligrams of real THC wrapped in bubbles, crafted with real fruit juice and no artificial sweeteners. They are big in flavor but low in calories and 100% hangover free. It's all bubbles with no troubles. Catch it in watermelon, cherry, strawberry, or try one of the brand new flavors, raspberry, lemonade, and peach. Everybody knows there is a Loom dispensary near you with one of their 38 locations. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order online or in store. Or go to www.loom.com today.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for the people. Visit shopjars.com. Find one of the 27 locations near you. 9 right here in Metro Detroit. And if you're in Madison Heights, Milan, or Grand Rapids, there's a location coming to you soon. Mailbag!
Mailbag.
Get your mailbag. You almost made that one.
Is the trash can full?
No. Well, I mean, it is, but.
Well, right now,
Always your go-to excuse.
We got no mailbag questions.
No mailbag questions.
You guys, every time we do mailbag and we don't do the questions, you guys always yell at us. But when we're ready to do it, nobody pops questions in there.
All right, this was being discussed in the chat right now. And we got Stick Bayless, shout out, owner and operator.
Shout out Stick Bayless.
Saying Ivey is clutch. Most clutch player on the Pistons, sir.
He was clutch. He was very clutch.
Yeah. The most clutch player?
I think, yeah, when he was
Last
healthy.
year, yeah.
Yeah.
I would not say that.
I mean,
What?
How could you? Why?
Because he made 2 buzzer beaters last season.
Yeah, so's Cade.
He did.
Did he? Yeah.
In a larger sample size.
Very large.
Fair. Per game.
Cade's got clutch block.
Yeah, he had the game-winning shot and then the game-saving block, and obviously he had the buzzer beater.
How about this? Who averaged the most clutch? Because that's the thing now, right? In NBA, clutch points?
Yeah, clutch time points.
For the Pistons this year.
Against the Shuddy. Tigers parlay for tonight, Michigander? I don't do parlays, brother.
I don't bet, but if I did, Kerry Carpenter 2 days. I'm just kidding.
I would say
the Detroit Pistons player who averaged the most.
Torkelson 2+ bases coming off a nice little break. I think he ropes a double at least.
I like that. I like that a lot. The Detroit Pistons player who averaged the most clutch points 2024-2025 NBA season. This is an average, by the way, so you could, sample size doesn't matter. Cade Cunningham. Actually, you could argue it's better for Cade because the larger sample size, you have more time to fuck up.
That's true.
More opportunity to fuck up.
Or more opportunity to clutch.
Stick says, damn, it's fun to watch. Easy to learn on the job. I hope you just learned too, Stick.
I hope you just learned because we just told you why you're wrong, Bubba.
And so you know what Stick's doing, man.
Yeah.
He's like Rob Parker.
He is. He's the white Rob Parker.
He's the white Rob Parker. We found it.
He's Wob Parker with a W.
But remember, this isn't what Stick said. This is what
Parker.
Neil said. And I looked at Stick when Neil said it. I was like, well, how do I even respond to this? If Justin Verlander took the Lions to 2 Super Bowls and lost, this city wouldn't like him.
Awful.
I don't know. That's how I felt, Chad.
We like Verlander, and he did that.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Neil hates Verlander. Neil is when.
Is there
anytime a player leaves Detroit, Neil's a homer.
Neil's a homer for sure.
Neil's a homer.
He loves his team. He loves his cities, and he doesn't like that Verlander asked out. And he's a very he holds a grudge. And you can tell when Neil doesn't like somebody or does like someone, he really leans into it. Gassed up, Shuddy. All right, well, these guys are kicking us out of the studio because Nick doesn't care about our show anymore and has better things to do.
I was saying, check it out, brother.
We'll
Does
do
it
it.
look good? Giving Lentz a little credit here.
Yeah, no.
Giving Ryan Lentz.
It looks good.
Look at that.
Are you guys doing it live or recording it?
We're recording it. It'll be out after your guys' killer Red Wings episode, Woodward Wings. Check out Woodward Ringside, and then I believe it's Woodward Tigers leading you guys into the game. First ever episode, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Broder.
Matthew
and
Broder.
Stone.
Stash on stash.
Stash on stash.
Stash on beard now.
Stash on stash on stash.
Yeah, Nick's hitting the wrap it up box, so we'll cut it a little early
God.
here.
All right.
You know, like
He's
I said, the
using his
guy
power.
is just 1 foot out the door now.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
All
But
right.
that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys tapping in. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, for Broder, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Watch Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and
that
Woodward
tomorrow.
Tigers tomorrow,
Monday.
people. Peace.